In this video, I'm going to be going over how to deal with returns when dropshipping on Walmart. Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a while since I made a video, but my goal is to start releasing a video every single week in 2021. For the first official video of the year, I wanted to start it off with a really good topic, and that is how do you deal with returns when you're dropshipping on Walmart working with wholesale suppliers. Also, really quickly, before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you for 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a dedicated video for that. And don't forget to check out the free wholesale dropshipping course, which the link for that is in the description. I want to preface this video by saying that I believe that selling on Walmart is a huge opportunity. However, you need to go ahead and you need to see if it's right for your business. Like with any other marketplace out there are pros and cons, and sometimes it does feel like Walmart has more cons than pros. Personally, for my business, I am seeing much better margins on Walmart due to the fact that I have a lot less competitors on the items that I sell. On some of the items, I am the only seller, so I can raise my price than what it would be on Amazon or on eBay. One of the biggest cons that I'm currently facing and that you'll see a lot of other sellers are facing is how to deal with returns when selling on Walmart. The return process is a lot different than working with Amazon or when selling on eBay. It's not as simple as Amazon where you can just go ahead, you can exempt yourself from the automatic returns and then just upload a label for your item. Or it's not as simple as on eBay where you can essentially do the same thing and upload your label and have your customer ship the item to your supplier. On Walmart, it's a bit more complicated because returns are automatic. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to review the Walmart return policy. Then I'm going to show you the exact solution that I use for how I deal with returns and wholesale dropshipping. And then I'm also just going to be giving you some other pointers that you should be aware of. So for returns on Walmart, they are automatic. There's no way to go ahead and get out of that. When you agree to be a seller on Walmart, you agree to automatic returns. That's just their policy. Now, there are several nuances here, but generally what happens is that a customer will want to return an item, and there are two ways that they can return it. They can either return it in store, or Walmart will send them a label, and then the customer can ship the item back to you. The item is usually refunded as soon as the customer wants to return it, and for the return shipping cost, Walmart passes that on to the seller a lot of the times. However, in some scenarios, they will cover the return shipping, like if the buyer says that they just don't want the item anymore. For return labels, there are two ways that you can do it. So Walmart can automatically go and issue a return label to the customer, and then usually you'll just be charged for that. Or you can have it connected to your own FedEx account, and then this way you would just be billed through your own account, and Walmart would create the label from your account, and then they would just give that label to the customer. You can set up different return windows for different categories, and Walmart has their standard that you cannot go below for each category. But if you wanted to extend it to potentially make buyers happier, you could always do that for different departments or different categories. And then if there are items that you just want customers to keep, you can go ahead and create a keep it rule and then assign it on a SKU level. Or if you want to do a partial keep it rule where you would just automatically issue a partial refund, you can also go ahead and you can set that up. So obviously there's a lot of challenges here when you're selling online, especially when you're drop shipping and you have items coming from multiple different warehouses. So right now I want to show you the solution that I use in my business. Now this isn't perfect and it works pretty well for my business. However, this is going to be dependent on the suppliers that you use. You want to make sure that you're working with suppliers that have return policies that are seller friendly and that they work in your favor. You don't want to work with suppliers that automatically have no returns or they're charging you something like an 80% restocking fee. All of the suppliers that I work with will automatically refund me or they will ship out a new item if the item arrives damaged to the customer. However, a lot of my suppliers have different return policies for buyer's remorse, and some suppliers, they have no returns. However, when I'm working with those suppliers, it's for a different reason, either because their items sell extremely well and it's worth it for me to go ahead and deal with returns when a buyer wants to do it. But for most of my suppliers, I'm able to get a label from my supplier and I'm also able to just go ahead and return it to my supplier, either for a full refund or for a small partial restocking fee. Now, the issue when dealing with Walmart is that you can't upload your own label, nor can you upload your own RMA number. And usually when you're working with wholesale suppliers, you need an RMA number because this is what they give you so they can identify the item and the return so they know to refund you for that order. So what I did for my business is I added all of my suppliers' addresses as return centers on Walmart. And then I just put that as the item level where the item should be returned. So when a customer buys an item and then they want to return it, Walmart will automatically go ahead and they'll give them a label, but my supplier's address will be on that label so that this way the item is shipped back to the correct supplier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to set that up, and I'm going to show you what I did and how you can work it out with your suppliers. So when you go to your Walmart settings, what you want to do is you want to click settings and then you want to click returns, and that's going to bring you up to this page. And then from there, you're going to scroll down and you're going to go to where it says return centers. So you want to add a new return center for your supplier. You're going to click add return center, and then you have to input all the information. So for the display name, I usually just put my business name. This way, when the return goes back to my supplier, they're able to tell that it came from my business. After that, you're just going to put the best address for the return to go to for your supplier. So either their warehouse address, their office address, or wherever they are able to receive packages. After that, you just want to put the return center alias. This could be your supplier's name. This could also just be a simple SKU or a simple number, or anything that is going to allow you to determine which return center you are looking at. After that, you're going to click add return center, and then Walmart's going to add it to your return center list. So the next step is you want to go to the bulk updates page, and then from there, you're going to download the file called bulk return rules update. So once you click on that, you're going to click download, and then it's going to download the CSV file. So once you open up the file, you're going to have 3 different tabs. You have your definitions, which are going to define each of the different columns in the sheet. Then you have an example, which is going to be an example sheet showing you what you can fill in. And then you're going to have a returns item override. This is where we're going to fill in all of our information. So in here, you're going to put all of your SKUs for your items. So whatever the item is for your SKU, you're just going to put it here. Now you can download the SKUs from your items page, and then you're going to download an item inventory sheet. So you're going to copy the SKUs, paste them here. So in the next column, we have the keep it column. This is where you determine if you want your buyers to keep the item or if not. So in our case, we don't want them to do it. We want them to ship the item back to our wholesale suppliers. So in definitions, you see that you can either put yes, no, or blank. So we are going to put no. We do not want our buyers to keep it. So you can just put no, and that is the value that is going to tell Walmart that we do not want our buyers to keep it. So after the keep it column, you then have the return restricted and the restricted reason. So we are just going to go ahead and leave those blank. Those don't really apply to us. However, if you wanted to know what they are, here are the definitions right here. And the column that we want to mainly focus on and make sure that we fill out is going to be the return alias. So here is where you want to go ahead and input the alias that you use for your supplier. So if you put your supplier's name, then you would put that here. So let's say my supplier's name was Toy Supplier. I would put it in here, and you want to make sure that you have it with the exact same spelling, the exact same capitalization that you used when setting up the return center. After you've filled in all of the sheet and you have everything set up, you're then going to press save, and you're going to save the file. After you save that file, you're then going to go ahead and you're going to drag it and you're going to upload it to the upload spec template. And this is where it's going to upload it, and it's going to scan it, and it's going to apply it to all of your items. You can also keep track of the status of your file by scrolling down to the feed status, and that would tell you the status of your file and if there are any errors. After you finish uploading your file and everything looks good, you can then go to your manage items page and you can download a returns rules override report. This is going to tell you if anything went wrong, and you can see it all mapped out from the item to the return center, and you can see if everything went smoothly. So that's the solution that I use for my business. Just a couple of things to note. You're not going to be able to upload an RMA. So one solution that you could use is you could contact the buyer and tell them to include a message with the RMA number. That's one solution that you can use since you can't upload your own RMA number. The other is that you can contact your supplier and see if that when they get the return, even if there is no RMA number, if they can still process that return. So the last thing I just want to quickly note is that if you have a buyer trying to do a return and either they're choosing a false reason or they are trying to return an item and they're claiming that the item never arrived when the tracking shows that it did, you want to always go ahead and create a case with Walmart support. You want to make sure that you are appealing it and that you are constantly appealing it, even though a lot of the times Walmart will shut you down on the first time. I have been able to get refunds for a lot of these orders, and you can also get reimbursed for a lot of the return shipping. So a lot of times a customer will go ahead and they'll create a return and they'll say the item arrived late, even though the shipping shows that it actually arrived before that and it arrived on time. So you are able to get reimbursed for that return shipping a lot of the times. So you want to always make sure that you're being on top of that. And this way you can go ahead and you can recoup a lot of losses and make sure that you are still being very profitable on Walmart. So that's how I deal with returns when dropshipping on Walmart. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you're able to find some value out of it. If you did, be sure to go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.